Good Thursday morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome aboard your final free brief for the week. We are getting airborne with or without you at the end of this brief, putting the ladder down to help folks who aren't currently members out here at Top Gun Options, and just to understand the basics of the markets and the basics of stocks and now options. So taking a building block approach, which is exactly what we do here at Top Gun Options. I ain't no rocket surgeon. I just copied and pasted this from the United States Navy flight training program, right? You could show up to Pensacola, Florida, the cradle of naval aviation, and never have even seen an airplane before. And in a short amount of time, you're flying one, including a fighter jet off of an aircraft carrier, right? So same type of methodology, building block approach. So very excited. Let's get this out of the way first. Unbelievable. I can't believe I still have a voice. I'm here because I'm dedicated to helping you all out. But man, what a hockey game last night. If you don't follow hockey, you gotta start now. I mean, this is insane. The Panthers run. We are the Eastern Conference champions and going to the Stanley Cup. The last time the Panthers went to the Stanley Cup, I was a 28-year-old lieutenant on the USS Kitty Hawk. I think, some of you may have shaved with the Kitty Hawk this morning in the Persian Gulf. That's how long it's been. And it's just been an incredible run. On my Instagram post this morning, if you didn't know or you didn't look back a couple at the beginning of the Stanley Cup playoffs, the greatest hockey player in history joined us in the Top Gun Options suite, Bobby Orr. And, he joined us for the Boston game, game 4. And we lost, and we were going up to Boston essentially to get eliminated, right? So Bobby Orr called me the next day. Great dude. Awesome. Just an incredible dude. He called me to thank me. Wiz, love your family, hospitality. Always love hanging out with you guys. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, well, Panthers game Friday night. If you want to come to that one. And here's his exact quote. Wiz, your boys ain't coming back from Boston. And the rest is history. Not only did we go up and win 3 games in a row in Boston, one of them in overtime, we beat them game 7. We beat the Maple Leafs in the next round. And then last night we swept the Hurricanes. So adding to the list of everything that I'm awesome at is clearly predicting playoff hockey. So we are waiting for the game tonight to see if we're going to be playing Vegas or if Dallas can come back. But just incredible hockey. So if you're a hockey fan, you're loving things right now. So I still have a voice, even though, folks, we won it with 4.2 seconds left on the clock. It just doesn't get any more incredible than that. We had Daniel Carcillo in our suite. Daniel Carcillo is just an incredible human being, 2-time Stanley Cup champ. He and I work together to help save lives. He uses MDMA therapy to help heal, athletes with traumatic brain injury. He's just a great dude. So he and I have been friends for years, and he's just a good dude. So we were jumping around like crazy. I mean, he's like, I've never seen. He's won the Stanley Cup twice. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. So this is good stuff. All right, let's get airborne. We have work to do. The Heat. Yeah, the Heat, they lost, but they're 1 game away from winning. Let's just cover something real quick. Why is this happening? So for the 4th year in a row, the Stanley Cup games will be played in Florida because of Tampa, right? Tampa has been on a hockey dynasty run. Texas and Florida, folks, it's over with for the rest of the United States. No offense to anybody else, but do you want to live in a shithole? New York, Chicago, San Fran feces. everybody with a brain fled those states. People are like, oh my God, Ron DeSantis won Florida with 20 points. I'm like, what are you, stupid? The reason the Republicans lost that Senate race in Pennsylvania is because everybody left. How did Ron DeSantis win? Wow, dude, everybody moved here. It's like the fall in Florida. The license plate changes colors, but they didn't leave. Everybody is here. I love getting, what is it? Credit Karma sends me like an alert every month. Your home equity, it's obscene what's going on. So the fracturing of this country, you can see it in hockey and you can see it in professional sports. Do you want to live, you go play hockey for LA or San Jose, you take a 30% pay cut. If you're a professional athlete, where would you want to play? A no tax state or some obscene state? So anyway, but it's an interesting commentary on what's going on in America. Thank God I live in the free state of Florida. Every morning I woke up in COVID and just looked around the country. I'm like, man, we freaked out. Everybody freaked out for 2 weeks. I had a good freak out for 2 weeks. Susie's stocking up on toilet paper and water. I'm like, stop. She's like, why stop? I'm like, I got ammo. If this thing gets worse, you trust me. We don't need water and toilet paper right now. Let's keep on buying ammo. But man, after 2 weeks, we kind of peeked around and said, you know what? F it. We're living our life. Everybody do you. You want to freak out and sit in your car by yourself with a mask on? You do it. So, exactly, David. Yogi Bear's quote, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. So, yeah, could you imagine, Eric? Ron DeSantis was 38,000 votes away from losing to a Democrat crack addict. They found that guy in the Fontainebleau with a male prostitute on the floor, overdosed. I ain't a judge. I don't, that actually sounds like a horrific place to be in your life. I've had my dark nights of the soul, not like that. But my God, yeah, very close call for the state of Florida. Either Charlie Crist or what was his name? Gullum? He's under indictment, I think. He was the mayor of Tallahassee, and I think he's under indictment for corruption. So elections have consequences, don't they? All right, let's get going. Don't want to take up time on that, but if this is, your first brief with me this week, welcome. It'll be your last unless you join today. Like I said, I wasn't selling anything all week. I will today because we're going to get airborne without you if you don't join. But the replays from the other two briefs are on the replay page. Okay, so go watch the free briefs that we did on Tuesday and yesterday. So options basics was yesterday, puts and calls, and man, we are at a perfect place to continue this discussion. I also love on a daily basis looking at Budweiser implode. I love on a daily basis looking at Target implode now. That's free money, folks. To be a legendary or smart investor, all you need to do is use your brain and look around you and have situational awareness as to what's going on. This week, look at the S&P 500 right now. It's literally a heart rate monitor. Because every 15 minutes, it's the Speaker McCarthy said this, Joe Biden said that, Speaker McCarthy said this. And technically, folks, doesn't the House have a rule, or Republicans have a rule, that we're not passing anything unless we have 72 hours to read it? So technically, if Janet is saying we're going to default on June 1st, if we don't have a deal by Monday, if they don't get something done over the weekend, unless Speaker McCarthy's going to break his word and say, no, we agreed to something and you're not, is he going to go Nancy Pelosi? Is he going to use the famous sentence, which we should have had a insurrection about soon as she said it? We have to pass this bill, Obamacare, to find out what's in it. That's an actual quote from the former Speaker of the House. No. We're not doing this bullshit. We're going to pass this bill and then we'll see what's in it. That's America. That's this once great republic. Our republic has failed. It's over with. Caesar. I mean, we're in the history books, folks. It is the rise of the Chinese empire, man. It is over with. All right, so there's the replay page. Hey, tomorrow, look at that. What a lucky number. 555 of you had registered for this week. Tomorrow, if you're interested at 10 a.m., before I go do my podcast at noon, I'm going to open up the doors for a potential angel brief. Now, I don't do this too often. Only people that I trust. I think this is the only second time we did an angel something. It was for our No Fallen Heroes project, which is in production. It's, I've learned a lot about producing a series or documentaries and shit like that. Or this. So tomorrow, Spider, Brian Bradkey, former F-16 pilot, he's an inventor. He's a 500-pound head. So 500-pound head, biomedical scientist, PhD, and NHL hockey player. So they've created a company and the sports product. Well, I'm not going to pitch it. I'm going to listen with you. If you want to come, listen. I own nothing in this. I don't own anything. I haven't invested in it yet. I'm going to listen to their pitch as well. But if you're interested, I just put the link to register in the chat box. Again, I haven't gotten anything from this, but I trust Spider with my life. He's a brilliant dude. His company called Spotlight Labs has major contracts with the Air Force. All the military branches in the aviation. Their company, Spotlight Labs, I wish I had invested in back in the day. Missed out on that one. But he's like, dude, new company, and you're going to be blown away by this. I'm like, all right, well, I'll listen tomorrow along with you all if you want to come. So there's the link to register. All right. Where's my notes? Anything else? Nope. Let's get airborne. We are good. Okay. So building block approach, we talked about the basics of options yesterday, calls and puts, bullish or bearish. And right now, it looks like we didn't get down to our, I call this the human circulatory system down here. There's the 50-day average, the 100-day moving average. There's the 200. And back here, we were living in the circulatory system. Now we have this constant hover. And it really does seem like we are hanging on every word, waiting for Godot, so to speak, about a potential deal. You know what I know, man. I mean, I got some plants up in D.C., especially after going up to do to brief lawmakers on psychedelics and veterans affairs and stuff like that. I made some new friends, some chiefs of staff. Got nice business cards from some very high-ranking chiefs of staff. See, there's one chief of staff. There's another chief of staff. So, it's all about networking, right? So I might have a little bit more, but the latest intel I have, because I went silent for the hockey game, I'm turning off my phone, is the Republicans are fine. Meaning, Speaker McCarthy did a good job in his little press gaggle yesterday. He's like, this ain't the old days. I already know the media. You're going to side with Democrats. And, we've already accepted that. We're done trying to kiss ass to the media to get favorable treatment. You are literally an arm of the Democratic Party. So I don't care. We did our job. We passed, a resolution, a law, whatever it's called, to raise the debt ceiling. The ball is in your court. And, of course, the Democrats are doing the standard. We're just going to sit on our hands, hold our breath until we turn blue, and we're going to, hold ourselves hostage. Apparently, the speaker is fine with that. So, I don't know. You guys, it's a 50-50, man. I went to the doctors this morning to give some blood, so I was listening to my mastermind call. It literally, half my group is like, they're going to default to prove a point. The other half are like, no, it's going to go up to the edge. Wow. Earlier in the week, we talked about what? Uncertainty. We talked about the VIX, the volatility index. Okay. And we talked about it being a heart rate monitor, right? And it is starting to go up. If you got long the VIX 2 days ago, 3 days, a couple days ago, look at that. You're already, we went from 16 to, it was the high of 20, almost 21 yesterday. What's that, 20, 30% increase? So if you had bought some VIX calls, you made money this week. You made some pretty good money. But if we keep going down this route on a daily basis, it seems like we're just hostage to these negotiations. This is why somebody was like, oh, why is he wasting time on the options basics when current members already know this stuff? Well, first of all, these briefs that I'm giving this week are the first two kind of combined 2 or 3 full throttle training sessions, right? I don't assume when people become Top Gun options members that they know how to trade options. That's not my mission objective. So God takes care of fools, drunks, and sailors. So bases loaded for whiz. So when I picked this week, I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't be doing almost no trading this week anyway, because you're at the whims of a breaking news announcement. It makes no sense to do this. I got bit in the ass by a sniper the other day. I'm like, you know what? That was dumb. Out. I'm going to sit here with a bag of popcorn and watch. Okay? So, exactly, Andrew. It's obvious many members don't get it. So that's why we're doing this. But, there are some trades. We'll talk about this. I'm getting to it. Like, Target. Look at that, folks. That is the definition of brand suicide. Let's go take a look at Budweiser. I already told you, over the past month, I have made close to, I paid for a lifetime membership. The current lifetime membership at Top Gun Options is $22,500. It was 10 grand a couple years ago. Why does it keep increasing? Because you pay for performance. You pay for that. Just on Budweiser trades, we've made over $20,000. I got to add them up exactly. We were talking about doing, and we're going to talk about spreads right now. But if you're new to options and you listened to me this week and you had just bought puts a month ago, just sat there, you bought some puts. I think Budweiser is going to implode. You're printing money. What was required to do that? The only things required to do that were step 1, engage Brain Housing Group. Step 2, know what a put is. Step 3, go to a cocktail party and go, I'm brilliant. I'm an options trader. And more than 99.9% of the Americans run around out there. I hear options are dangerous. It's because you're an idiot. Everything's dangerous when you're stupid, right? Life's tough. It's even tougher when you're stupid. So today we're going to talk about spreads, taking our building block approach. But yesterday we talked about calls and we talked about puts. So spreads. What is a spread? Yesterday I alluded to the fact that I'm cheap, right? I'm not really, but I like using this as an analogy. I'm actually the reverse of cheap. I wish I was cheaper. But anyway, in this example, I'm going to say I'm cheap. When we talk about Bud, and I told you back here and up here, if you were a member, if you weren't a member, become a member, go watch the recordings. When I said Bud is a 60, it's going to hit 60. And if it breaks 60, what did I say? Everybody answer with me who are current members. I said it's at 55, right? It went from where I said it's a $60 stock to 60. Well, I got it wrong. It went underneath and kind of subterranean. It hovered like underneath 60, like 59. And I said, no. I said, if it breaks 60, it's down to 55, which is, it's not even on the chart, which is its last area of support. Okay. Let's open the chart a little bit more. There you go. It's 45. Let me drop a line in there right now too. Because the bleeding almost on a daily basis, folks, I wake up and every industry article is like, we have never seen this before. It's not stopping. It's funny because people, it's frustrating sometimes being so brilliant and seeing a lot of stupid people. How does it stop? Are you telling me that Budweiser, and I read this morning, drinking my coffee, that in some states it's free. And a bunch of distributors, the price of a case was like $24.99, $25. They cut that to like $19.99, and they're giving $20 rebates, coupons. At this point, they are giving their product away for free in some locations, and it's not selling. So it's funny because some people are like, it's, this will blow over. Every quote that I've seen from legendary investors are, this will blow over. That tells me that those people are idiots. They aren't Bud Light drinkers. They aren't, folks, the people that say these type of things have homes in the Hamptons. They ain't drinking Bud Light. I know Bud Light drinkers. Quick story. I did a flyby of the Chicago Speedway with a three ship. It was a light division of F-18s that I led. Nailed it to the second. I have a bunch of coins that are called the Home of the Brave Club from what's his name, Roush. He would give a silver coin called the Home of the Brave Club. If you nailed your flyby and you hit it to Home of the Brave, you got a coin. So got a bunch of those coins because I'm awesome. I don't know how people can screw up a flyover because we have systems in the airplane. If there's a guy or a gal on the ground that says, oh my God, we need a bomb through this window to the second, we have a system to be able to do that. The only variable when you're doing a flyover like this is the lady or the dude singing, right? I do my research, man. I'm not an idiot. I want to look good. So I take their average singing of the anthem time, right? And I enter all the stuff into my computer. The only variable is what? On race day, in front of 50,000 people, they speed it up or they goon it up. But anyway, I digress. Flew over, nailed Home of the Brave. We landed at Midway in Chicago. Sheriff's helicopter to the infield with 3 laps to go. Made it from the sheriff's helicopter, trying to make it to, with 3 laps to go to victory, pit row, whatever it's called. We got destroyed. I literally, you got 9, 10 pockets in the flight suit. I had so many Budweiser and Bud products in my flight suit. People were throwing this shit at us out of love. You guys do that flyby? Woo! The motorhomes. We had so many beers that if I had tripped, I would have exploded. When you piss off those people, there's no coming back. There is no, this will blow over. How stupid can you be to believe that? There's no coming back from this, folks. So this was brand suicide. And the cowardly CEO, who still hasn't fallen on his sword, kind of like, it was one can, it was one guy. But no, your excuse matrix sucks. If I was doing business consulting for Budweiser, I'd be like, dude, get the fuck in front of the camera and go, nobody else, I made a mistake. I own this. Should never have been done. Those people are fired. Well, we can't do that. It will hurt our DEI score and will alienate you're going to alienate people who were never customers anyway. I'm not even going to give you my commit criteria for a bearish trade on Budweiser because I don't have to. It's called common sense. And the bleeding is not going to stop until they're dead. So there is no bottom right now in this stock, period. There's your commit criteria. But before I even get into our trade plan and getting bearish on Budweiser, we do something here at Top Gun Options that when you become a member, you're going to be part of. I'm not opening this up today. This is our lifetime group, but you can potentially get in the hunters right now. Okay. You need to red team things. One of the worst things about trading solo, right? Waking up, bunny slippers on, cup of coffee, watching CNBC. That's how you trade. Is what? That's you. No offense to you, but you're solo. Wow, this is a great trade, Wiz. Yes, it is. I love you too. I love all of us. Let's all place this trade. If you got multiple personalities, yay for you. But Get one of your multiple personalities to do what? Red team it. Become the enemy. How am I going to lose money on this bearish trade on Budweiser? So you sit here, you push back from the laptop a little bit and go, okay, I'm bearish. Here's my strategic mindset. I'm targeting Bud. Step 3, commit criteria. I just gave you 20 sentences on being bearish on this stock, but it should be 3 to 5. At the end of your commit criteria, I'm actually going to add this as a step in the trade plan. And I don't have a pen. Somebody remind me. Step 3 in commit criteria, I'm going to add step 3A. Step 3A of our trade plan is now ipso fatso red team. But this is what these two groups do, the hunters and the lifetime group. You throw a trade out here and go rip it apart. How is this trade going to lose money? Well, guess what? Let's red team Budweiser. What can happen that's going to turn Budweiser around? Let's do this. CEO resigns. He's a spook. He's a former CIA dude. He ain't going anywhere. Should he resign? Yep. Even if the CEO, the commanding officer who completely gooned this up, he didn't goon it up. There was this lady, silence. You don't understand leadership if you don't think that he should resign. Why? And I'm not trying to be rude. It's a fact. Commanding officer of an aircraft carrier. He's on the treadmill. He's eating. He's down in the engine room visiting booger eaters in the reactor. Ship runs aground. Who gets fired? Wiz, he was sleeping. He was on the treadmill working out. He was eating. He was down in the engine room. Clearly, the commanding officer of the aircraft carrier doesn't get fired, and that's why you fail. Of course, the commanding officer gets relieved. Someone is responsible. Now, obviously, it's not a career-enhancing move for the officer of the deck or the navigator or the dude or lady driving the boat. That's secondary. Yeah, they're going to get clipped too. But the commanding officer is gone. Now, if you don't agree with that, let me pretend I'm the admiral who is relieving the captain. If the captain looked at me and said, Admiral Wiz, I was sleeping, I was eating, I was not, well, Captain, you should have done less sleeping, eating, or visiting your troops and more learning how to drive a boat. You're fired, right? So red teaming a bearish trade on Budweiser. CEO resigns. Not going to help the stock. You will, let me clean that up. You will see an immediate uptick out of Budweiser. Yes. It will be a knee-jerk reaction. Is that going to help stop the bleeding? The answer is no. What else? Red team, hit me with it. They're giving the beer away for free right now. How are they going to make that up in volume? Isn't that a running joke? Somebody red team a bearish trade on Budweiser with me. How does this stop? Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, who comes in sometimes to raid or help out struggling companies like Goldman Sachs. Anybody? Can somebody give me a red team before we dump? Let's just jump into it. I don't see a bottom here. Now, and even before you red team this, I'll continue my own personal red team. Yeah, Trump says buy some Bud. That wouldn't work either, John. He'd look like an idiot. Carl Icahn jumps in. Carl Icahn, who just lost $15 billion to a 38-year-old. New rep to advertise that the world loves. I don't know what that means. It wouldn't work. Public flogging of those responsible. Nah. CEO states that Bud no longer cares about DEI. Yeah. Celebrity that Bud drinkers like. Nope. Nothing. So I appreciate the red team. I asked you for red team. You gave it to me. I don't agree with any of those. None of that's going to work. So here's what we're getting at. The Dylan guy stops being a tranny. CEO says it will stay out of politics. I mean, folks, these are all things that I almost at this point can't hurt. But again, I've never seen a brand suicide. So yeah, Mike, I mean, even I was about to say, folks, my last red team comment is going to be this. You can't even get to a technical thing. Like, folks, we're down here. Look at this. It ripped through the 50-day with airspeed. It flew right through the 100-day with airspeed. We're getting down to the 50-day, or I'm sorry, the 200-day moving average, which is 56. Now, if you're just a pure booger eater, technical analysis, fundamentals guy, you would sit here and do what? It should find support at the 200-day moving average, and institutional buyers would step in. If I was sitting in my office in Chicago at a multi-billion-dollar volatility arbitrage firm, and you came in to pitch me on getting long Budweiser because of those two reasons, I'd fire you. You need situational awareness, folks. So step 3A of our trade plan is complete. Now, if you're new to options, you're not currently a TGO member, you ready for this? In the world of options, if you don't agree with me, I don't want agreement. I really don't care if you agree, disagree, whatever. I'm not telling you what to do, but you ready for this? If you listen to me and my commit criteria, here's why I'm getting bearish on Budweiser, and I hit you with 3 to 5 sentences. Guess what you can do if you don't agree? The exact opposite. In the world of options, when I show you a tactic that I'm going to do right now, when I show you a tactic, a bearish spread that we're going to do, and you sit there and go, I could not disagree more with that commit criteria. Guess what you can do? The exact opposite trade. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what makes a market. Wiz just hit me with his 3 to 5 sentences on why he's committing capital to a trade. I could not disagree more with that dude. Put your money up, pal. Let's go to battle. Trading is a form of combat. So always love saying that, because if you're sitting there going, I'm not listening to that, do the opposite. And in my career, close to 90% of the time, you'd be wrong. So, John, country singer, famous military and baseball player in same commercial with hot dogs and bikini girls, admit Bud mistakes and get back to basics and announce a new country music tour of a big country star. John, you're hired to be the CEO. That right there is a great red team. I'll read it again. Country singer, famous military and baseball player in same commercial with hot dogs and bikini girls, admit Bud mistakes and get back to basics and announce new country music tour with a big country star. John, you are hired to be the CEO of Budweiser. So, you ready for this? Does anybody believe that's going to happen? Same, and this trade that I'm going to, let's get going. I don't want to take up too much more time. You could do the same thing with Target. It's over with for Target, folks. Short term. I believe Target has more survivability than Bud. If you're a Bud Light drinker, it's warm urine, in my opinion. There's other warm urine brands out there. Some people, all you got is a damn Target, right? Are you going to drive an extra 20 miles to go to Walmart or something like that? So I think Target survives this. I don't even think Budweiser survives this. And some people, I love this. I love proving people wrong. Wiz, that's only, Bud Light is only one thing in the stable. I read the damn never thought I'd be doing this in my career. I'm reading these weekly updates from Beer Magazine or whatever, the industry. You got to be Axe Capital, folks. I told you to go watch Billions. I'm reading all this stuff now, and they're like, oh, my God, it's actually spread to their other brands. Imagine assuming the average American is as dumb as these liberal elites think they are. People are smart enough to go, I ain't buying another damn Budweiser product again. That dude's an idiot. He doesn't know that this brand over here is also ours. You think I'm a jackass? I ain't buying any of your shit. Wow. I love proving people wrong. Wiz, you're an idiot. It's only the one beer, and they have a whole squadron of other stuff. Their squadron just got bombed, and it's not coming back. All right, enough. So we're going to focus on Bud. Exactly, Tina. Beer drinkers can change. Target shoppers are like, yeah, exactly. BBB, yeah, exactly. Favorite stores people have habits of going to. But I will tell you, this is going to look at this stock, man. It is going to impact their earnings. I live with a lady who lived at Target. There was a Babylon Bee thing, lady boycotts Target causing millions of dollars in losses. That's the truth. Susie, my wife, will never go to a Target again. She's like, I am furious and I love to Target. They're done. I'm a Nike guy, man. I haven't gone to Nike in 7 years. My kids play hockey and, Keely's a cheerleader. Second home is in Orlando. All the outlets in Orlando. I actually, when you piss off a guy like me, I do the research. I looked every hockey tournament and cheerleading tournament throughout the years. We spent a couple grand every year at Nike. The outlets, man. Yeah, let's go nuts. Haven't spent a nickel. So when you lose a Susie, like, I'm not going to Target again. I can go to, there's a Walmart, we go to Costco. Target was closer than Costco. I'd go, done. When you lose a Susie, folks, it will impact your earnings, period. Now, if you want to give us, we're kind of done with you as a customer, we're focusing more on your children, guess what? We ain't shitty parents. Our children, good or bad, have our beliefs. Exactly, Rebecca. And they tell, yeah, exactly. My dear friend who has 12 children, all adopted, God bless her, now will not go to Target ever again. So anyway, brand suicide, let's go. So based on being here yesterday, you learned about what? If I'm bearish on something, I can buy what's called a put. We can buy a put out into the future at a certain strike. Let's just go look at the Bud chart again. Down here, it's a $45 stock, folks. I think it's going to hit 50 with some airspeed. I mean, this is just, there's no end in. I'm repeating myself. I don't even want to talk about the Dodgers. How offensive. Could you imagine what was it called? These dudes that dress up like Catholic nuns and perform porn. Could you be more anti-Catholic in California to a mainly Hispanic and predominantly Christian or Catholic baseball audience? I can't even. Tell me when the anti-Muhammad. So can I make up the crazy sisters of Muhammad and we dance around burning the Quran? Could you imagine? It's just the way they treat Catholics in this country. I didn't want to get started. Let's go. Anyway, there it is. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Just a blasphemous satire of Catholics. And the Dodgers, holy shit, let's uninvite these people. And then they're like a little bit of backlash from some freaks, and they invited them back. I don't even recognize this country. The two easiest jobs on the face of the planet right now, folks, you ready for this, are what? The guy or gal who runs the KGB and the intelligence arm of the CCP. On a daily basis, when you brief Putin or Xi Jinping, you just got to sit there and go, sir, we're not doing a thing. That's them doing this. They're destroying themselves. We're saving money. What is it? The first rule of politics: when your enemy's destroying themselves, get out of the way. So Budweiser, not stopping. It's imploding. It's going to keep imploding. You could go out. Let's just pick a month. And here's what's interesting. Why am I going out a month? Because what's right here? July 4th. I read in my beer industry rags that I never thought I'd read in my career, but now I'm becoming an expert at. The reason Budweiser is having these coupons, right? And essentially giving the beer away is to try and save 4th of July. Nothing says 4th of July like Budweiser. I saw this, oh my God, this funny meme. It showed a Budweiser ad from the 80s. Remember it was like it said Budweiser across 3 girls lying on the beach, and now it's 3 dudes dressed as girls. I can't, whatever. But here's my point. They're going to have horrific 4th of July numbers. Baseball, apple pie, Budweiser, 4th of July. This will be the worst 4th of July in the history of this company. That's my commit criteria. You can print it. So the reason I'm picking July 7th as the expiration, I might even go a little further than that because you're going to have to see the numbers, right? But I think the news is going to come out to, you're not going to have to wait until, weeks after, like 3-4 weeks after July 4th to know that Budweiser got destroyed for 4th of July. But I'm going to pick July 7th. Now, what we could do is you could buy the July 7th puts, right? You could buy one, let's just put some real numbers in here, like 50 of them, or maybe even 100. Let's double that up. Okay. Let's buy 100 of the July 7 50 puts. Now, looking, the current price of Bud's $56, folks. That's a whiz. You're saying Budweiser is going to go down 10% in a month? Yeah, more than, yeah. It's gone 10, 15% anyway. Yeah. Baseball, apple pie, and Yingling. So, Wiz, I don't have $3,500. I agree with you that it's going to implode, and I want to make money off the stupidity of others. But I don't have $3,500. Well, guess what? I'm cheap. I'm not, but I'm going to pretend I am. Why don't we sell a lower strike put and bring in some money? If we buy the 50s, maybe we sell. Oh my God, look, hold on. Let me close this real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen this in a long time. You ready for this? Oh my God, I love doing this. I just selected all strikes. On my E-Trade platform, I selected, hey, show me all the strikes because I wanted to sell a 45 strike. Ladies and gentlemen, Budweiser never believed by July their stock would ever be trading below 46. You are looking at something historic. The CBOE, the Chicago Board Options Exchange, and the company, I guarantee, I've been there. I've been in the CBOE, and I know the people who do this. This is like the end of trading places, where the guy that runs the exchange goes up to the Duke brothers and goes, margin call, boys. We don't have that type of money. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Seize all assets of Duke and put their seat up for sale. There's somebody at the CBOE right now on the phone with Budweiser going, you need some strikes under 46. There's no way. Budweiser would never be. This is unbelievable. The fact that they don't have strikes underneath 46 is hysterical. But look at the ask. Zero bid asking 230. Oh my, I've never seen anything like this, folks. This is extremely rare. Wow. For the weekly, let's go out to this. When you go out to the regular monthlies, folks, these are monthlies, okay? Real quick, options basic. Whenever you see a month and a year, that is the regular monthly expiration. So let's do some options training. Let's go to July. Regular, I'm going to date myself, folks. I have been trading options since back in the day when we didn't have weekly options. Hell, with the S&P 500, you can trade what? Daily options. I was in the board of trade and the CBOE when they came out with weekly options. Okay? Back in the day, you only had monthly options. And when does a monthly option expire? 1, 2, 3. The third Friday of every month is when regular monthly options expire. So July 21st is when these expire. Now, don't get confused. You see, Wiz just said July 21st. That says July 23. Correct. When you see a month and the year, that is the third Friday of the month. All of these expire on the third Friday of that month. Everybody give me a vertical head nod that you understand that. These in purple have a month, a day, and a year. Those are weekly options and expire that Friday or whenever the date it says. Does everybody understand that? Okay. You are right, Eric. I was also in the Board of Trade when we went from fractions to decimals. Does everybody remember getting, seeing the bottom of CNBC like Amazon, 103 quarters? They went from fractions to decimals. Yes, now I'm really dating myself. So when we go out to the monthly one, even this is comical. The lowest it goes is 30. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the open interest. 1,200 puts, 800. Look at down here. Oh, my God, folks. At 35, there's people going, it's down here at 35. So there is a lot of open interest, folks. And in the old days, this name, Budweiser, was boring. In old stock, nobody trades options in his name because it's Budweiser. It's not going anywhere. It's here forever. It's boring. It's just slow, steady, wins the race. Welcome to the party, pal. So instead of doing the weekly one, we are going to have to go out to July. Okay? So we could do this. Why don't we look at, how about buying? Let's buy 55 puts. Okay, I don't know, 50 of these things. No. 25. If we bought 25 of the July 23rd, the third Friday of the month, 55 puts, we're coming out of pocket $3,400. Let's look at these real quick, a review from yesterday, what that looks like. The most we can lose is 30, what you pay. Right? You're buying insurance on Budweiser. Okay? The most you can lose is the premium you paid. What's the most you can gain? Oh my God, 134 grand? Even though I'd like it to happen, it's not going to happen. The only way you get the max profit on buying these puts is if Budweiser by that expiration is at zero. Actually, is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? I would say no, but I'm not going to say no. You never know with this type of shit, man. Breaking news, Budweiser's declared Chapter 11. They're changing their name because forever it's got, stink on it. So you could just do this if you're new to options. You listened yesterday, you're like, okay, I understand what calls are and I know what puts are. I could just buy some puts. But what did I tell you yesterday? When you buy something, that car, and you peel out of the parking lot, what happens? Theta, time decay. When you buy these puts and sit here with your arms crossed, waiting for Budweiser to implode, you're losing money with what's called theta. It's called time decay. Even if Budweiser starts imploding here and the puts are green and you're making money, you're not. It's eating away theta. It's time decay. So what could we do? First of all, Wiz, I don't want to come out of pocket $3,400. I'm cheap like you. Why don't we sell a lower strike put, like the 50, and watch what I just did? If you buy the 55 and you sell a lower strike put, it is a bear put spread. Ladies and gentlemen, instead of coming out of pocket $3,400, I just saved you $1,400. Okay, now if you're, let's draw this out. So we're buying the 55 puts. Oh, let me draw a line in there. Buying the 55 right there. So we're buying these. We're saying Budweiser's going to zip through 55. And let me draw another line in here. We're saying we're kind of capping our max potential profit. Okay. We're saying, you know what? It's not going to go below, what did I say, the 50 down there? It could, but we're going to cap our profits. If you just bought the puts, you have, quote, almost unlimited. It can go to zero. But this one, we're actually going to cap our potential profits. But we're coming out of pocket less. So you ready for this? Let's go take a look at this. Our max potential loss is $2,100. That's all we're coming out of pocket. But look at this. We can potentially make 10 grand. If Budweiser keeps going through that floor that we sold, it doesn't matter. Our profits, that's where our profits stop. Okay? Look at that, folks. So on your screen right now, I'm bearish on Budweiser. I'm using puts, and these strikes are spread apart by $5. On your screen, ladies and gentlemen, is a tactic called a bear put spread. If you followed that past 10 minutes and go, I kind of get that, you are now an options trader. Welcome aboard. Was it that hard? No. Now let's kind of talk through some trade management. And there's another tactic we could do that is the exact opposite of this, but also bearish. You know what? Let me just cover that real quick, because whatever mindset you have, I can show you an options tactic. So this one is, if you agreed with my commit criteria, Wiz, I think Budweiser is going down. Got it. If you think something's going down, what do you also believe to be true? It ain't going up. Now, that's kind of a Wizism, right? Like blinding piece of brilliance. If I think something's going down, you believe two things. I think this is going down, which also means it ain't going up. I'm going to teach you, since I've given way too much away for free this week, I'm going to teach you when you join what is called a bear call spread. Let's put a roof on it. Put a ring on it. Folks, Bud ain't going up anytime soon. So we could actually do two trades on Budweiser. One, it's imploding, and one, it ain't going up. Technically, that's two trades. So let me show you that one real quick, because I love putting the ladder down. Let's do a bear call spread. By July, it definitely ain't going back above 60. So why don't we do something like this? You sell, to put a roof on it, you sell something. I don't think Budweiser's climbing back above 60 by July. So you could sell those calls. I don't know, let's just put 25 in here as a placeholder. Wiz, what if you're wrong, dude? And it not only goes through 60, it keeps going up. We buy higher strike calls, right? If you sold the 60, you put a roof on it. Ain't going above 60. Well, I ain't brilliant at everything. What if it does go above 60? Let's buy some upside calls. On your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's do half those contracts. Let's do, I don't know, maybe 20. No, 15. Let's look at 15. It's still a little much. Maybe 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're risking $4,200, and you can make $820. This is called a bear. I'm bearish. I think it's going down. I'm using calls this time, and it's a spread. Bear call spread. So just with our commit criteria of Budweiser's going to implode, I showed you 2 trades, both bearish. A bear call spread. This one isn't even, I'd go in the money on here. I even like this one, folks. Look at this. This one I would go to maybe 20. So, folks, this is actually called an in the money bear call spread because look, Budweiser's at $57 right now. I think by July it's going to be under 55, but this would technically be an in the money bear call spread. Risking 4,800 to make 5,200. And you can, folks, I ain't telling you what to do. You know, 10 contracts would look like this. Risking 24 to make $2,600. A 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Okay. Now I know I did that quickly because I want to keep this on time, but this is what we do here at Top Gun Options. In our full throttle training, we take an hour to an hour and a half to explain each one of those tactics, the bear put and the bear call. And then during these live trade briefs, Monday through Thursday, solo Amazon, and then the full throttle briefs, we practically apply the training. So right now on Budweiser, this is technically the 2 trades pushed together as a Reese's peanut butter cup would be called a bearish double vertical. Okay, so again, don't get confused about names and stuff like that. Watch and do the stuff. You can call whatever the hell you want, right? But we have 2 vertical spreads, a bear call, which was the roof, and then the bear put, which was kind of the floor, right? 2 trades together. Now, red team all of this. Those are both bearish trades. If some of the things you just said happen and the stock decides to turn around, yeah, you can be in trouble. But I'm telling you, man, no offense to all of you all. I asked for it. You gave it to me, so I appreciate that. No offense if you threw a red team comment out there. I don't believe any of those. Even Graham. I mean, Graham said Bud is a $100 billion company. Easy buy for Warren Buffett. He's got the cash. I don't think Warren Buffett is that stupid. Warren Buffett's a guy that looks at what? Free cash flow, and it's a good product, and he sits there and does old-time investing. Warren Buffett drinks, 8 cherry Cokes a day. He's not stupid. When you're looking at a company literally giving away their product and it's sitting there, even Warren Buffett ain't going to touch it. Okay? Alex, I answered that question, right? Why a bear put, not a bear call? I showed you both trades. You could do a bear put spread and a bear call spread, or you could do one of them. Okay? So, Martin, it's up to you. You could do a $10 wide spread. I like tighter spreads. I don't like wider ones. We can talk about that in full throttle training. Michael, how do you choose a bear call over bull put spread? Become a TGO member, and I'm going to tell you why I prefer one over the other, or if I do. All right? 3 free days of this type of training hopefully set the hook like, you know what? This guy knows what he's doing, and I want to join. Because that's what we're going to do at the 58-minute point, because I don't want to keep you guys too long. Folks, again, this full throttle training is like $495. I just gave you 3 of the 8 sessions for free. So now it is time to sell because this ain't free. Let me just give you a quick brief of where we are. I'll answer the rest of your questions. I love those 2 trades. I'm probably going to put these. I'm actually going to brief my boys, because I'm teaching Matthew and Jack how to trade, and they've been laughing about the Budweiser thing. Hey, when you lose college kids, that's part of my commit criteria too, is like, I got 2 kids. You ready? I'm going to have to admit this. There is Bud Light in our garage fridge. It hasn't been touched, right? But, those are kids who drink cheap beer. They're like, oh, my God, we never look at that stuff again. So I have old Bud Light in my fridge. I have full disclosure. But I think I'm going to brief them on this trade too. So anyway, here's what you're gonna do today, or not do today. Brianna, who's on this webinar right now, she's our brilliant social media director. She's done a great job. A lot of you are new leads. You don't know who the hell I was and just dropped in from outer space. Well, guess what? I didn't give you 3 days of 97 PowerPoint slides every day. We got live in the market. We talked about volatility the other day, getting bullish on it. If you got bullish on the VIX when I told you to on Tuesday, you printed money. If you got bearish, I even mentioned Bud and Target yesterday. Between yesterday and today, if you did bearish trades on Budweiser and Target, you're printing money. So I'm not a dude that does death by PowerPoint. The only death by PowerPoint I'm going to do is right now, and it's a couple sales slides. And it already sold itself. And that's not ego talking, that's fact. If at this point you're like, nah, that guy's an idiot, then have a good day. If not, then sit up straight, give me 5 minutes, and then we're going to get going. Exactly. Bud Light is target practice. Michael, can you help us understand what we get full throttle versus hunters each? Yeah, man. Thank you, Michael, for asking that question. Here's what we're going to yeah, exactly, Mark. If you can't pay college kids to have beer, you're done. They are going to the Wall. You know what? Before I forget, let me give you this. It was the Wall Street Journal had a great post-mortem on this, man. Where is it? Right here. This was over the weekend. How Bud Light blew it. So with one blunder after another, the brewing giant behind the brand became a case study in how not to handle a culture war storm. So after reading this article, the Target executives have gone full ape shit. And it's not going to work. But I am going to tell you, you ready for this? I will step in eventually to buy some Target. I just know it, folks. People, this one will blow over. I could get this wrong. I could be completely wrong. But you ain't, it's not Bud Light. It's not a beer, folks. Target is, I get it. You've pissed Susie off. She will not go back there. And she's, I should have been a shareholder in Target. There will be a bottom in Target. And a beer company from 1850 might actually be literally done with. So let me give you this link. This is a good cup of coffee read in the Wall Street Journal. This is a good post-mortem. This is a good article to read after our brief here. Right here. Yeah. How Bud Light blew it. I love this. With one blunder after another, the brewing giant behind the brand became a case study in how not to handle that. So I guarantee you, Target executives read this in the Wall Street Journal over the weekend, and when they started, they're like, done. Move that stuff to the. But this is trouble for Target now. So the same tactics, and we're going to place these trades. I mean, I'm going to be done my free stuff here, and I'm probably going to add some of these and give it to the Full Throttle members, and because this. And again, guys, gals, this isn't hard. That none of this was this hard? Yeah, it took up some of your time and a little bit of brain power. That's it. I am not we can turn a penny into a millionaire, any of that snake oil bullshit, but there is some elbow grease involved. After the initial elbow grease, this ain't hard. You put in a little bit of the blocking and tackling, and you're going to do some good work here at Top Gun Options. But let me answer Mike's question and give you a quick brief of where we are. And folks, I don't live to trade. I don't sit here for 8 hours and trade, man. I might take a couple sniper shots or put on I'm done. Some days I don't even trade. Past couple days I haven't because of Washington. I don't gamble. Step one in investing is don't gamble. Go to Vegas. Go watch the Panthers beat the Golden Knights. Don't gamble. We don't gamble. So in the trading environment over here on the left side of the fence, we have a service called Solo Amazon. If you're looking for a gateway drug to Top Gun Options, this is your gateway drug. It's only $97 a month. I'll give you the link for it. Or $8.97 a year. You save 25% on an annual membership. You do this if you're like, this guy still might be an idiot, but I'm willing to risk the hot dogs last night. 8 hot dogs were like $150, folks. So less for a month than a Panthers game. It's $97 a month. Or if you're like, you know what, guy kind of knows what he's doing. We're up $250,000 in profitable trades year to date across our portfolios. It's called Full Throttle, and I'm going to give you a quick brief on that. Full Throttle training. Jeff Wiz got into the Bud trade earlier this week, just got out for $23 profit per contract. Boom. That's how you do it. So Full Throttle, folks. So Solo Amazon, I'll show you a little graph, is Monday at 10 a.m. Every Monday, 10 a.m. is Solo Amazon. That's all you get access to. Every Monday, 10 a.m. Boom. I send out text and email alerts. If you're ready to push it up a little bit, you do what's called Full Throttle. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. 10 a.m. It's only $295 a month. And I've showed you, or I'll show you our current portfolio performance. I mean, that's not even one trade in a day for $295 a month. But I'll show you all this stuff real quick. If you're really, really ready to step it up, aside from the training environment, we have a couple of investment clubs. One is called the Hunters. Right, and I'll show you on the screen what that live trading group is like. It's either $497 a month or $29.95 for a year. So let's do some quick political science math. $497 a month, that's $6,000 a year. Yeah, and it's worth it. I made more than $6,000 in a day taking some of these sniper shots. Wait a minute, $3,000 for the it's a 50% discount if you do the annual. So, do the annual. And then we're not going to talk about this today because it's closed for now. The Max Afterburner lifetime membership is $22.5. I live in there. I got a GroupMe app. I get something from my sources, Washington, Pentagon, the hedge Greenwich. It goes in here immediately. This is my Axe Capital from Billions. So that's why I started the Max Afterburner group. Okay. I'm not even going to waste time on case studies about people and how they love it and they're printing money. That's enough because you're at decision range, man. Wiz, I work Monday through Friday during those times. Guess what? 80% of our members work. You don't have to be here during the live trade briefs. I send out text and email alerts for the Full Throttle and Solo Amazon services. If you join the Hunters today, you get access to the Hunters live group chat thread, which I'll show you. That's where you want to be. But everything's recorded, as you've seen this week. It gives me 20 minutes to stretch my legs, get a new cup of coffee, sit down. The recording's usually rendered, and I post it on the replay page. Make sure you show up early. I started open. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. I open up the room, the live trade brief room, usually about 15 minutes early. Why? Because I show you how I start, my pre-flight preparation. What am I looking at? Maybe I take a couple shots. If I'm not talking, I'm not talking. I just open up the room early so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Look at Chris. I'm so geeked. I think that's a good thing. Been a subscriber for almost 3 years now, and this is the first time I've been able to attend live. I only knew you from the replays. Okay, so I send out text and email alerts. That's a Solo Amazon text alert there. And then you also get an email as well. You also, if you join Full Throttle today, yes, Sharon, the Hunters, you get access to everything. Okay? I'll show you the Hunters here in a second. But, folks, when you get access to Full Throttle, you're immediately getting access to the most recent 8 training sessions. I did these 2 this week. That was Tuesday, and this was essentially yesterday. And then today I did more or less kind of a session 5-ish. It would have been all focused on that instead of me doing a bunch of other stuff, but you get the gist. So this, folks, is $495 right there, and you got 3 of these for free this week. Okay, so you're also going to get your manuals, your primary, intermediate, advanced, and do me a favor, as soon as you join, and I love all the questions because it shows me people are going to get as soon as you get your username and password, I'm going to show you, go start watching the Full Throttle training videos. Period. They are awesome. It'll take you through everything, and it's really good stuff. All right, so again, I'm going to no case studies. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Let me just show you the page. I'm done marketing. Here is the link to join the Hunters. If you want access to that investment club and all the Full Throttle briefs, here you go. Again, Solo Amazon is not part of any of this, but I'll give you the Amazon link. It's a separate standalone service. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what it looks like. Well, let me show you that's my instructor page, or I get to see everything. Let me show you it on the Top Gun Options site when you join the Hunters. Underneath membership, you just go to Hunters. SDIS means Self-Directed Investment Squadron. So under the SEC rule, there are self-directed investment clubs. That's what this is. I call it a squadron. I don't like clubs. So the Hunters SDIS, Self-Directed Investment Squadron, here it is right here. Boom. There you go. Everybody in here trading, posting their trades, posting their intel, and everything like that. This is what it looks like to you all. There's a bunch of folks in here throughout the day. On an average day, there's about 40 people in here, very, very active. Okay? Boom. This, ladies and gentlemen, is either $4.97 a month. And as a businessman, where do I want you? In here for the rest of your life. That's rude, though. Try the Hunters for a couple months. You get all the training, you get the live trade briefs, you get access to the club. Why try it for a couple months? Because you need to upgrade and save some money. Again, businessmen, stay in the Hunters forever. Wiz is a good dude. Upgrade, save 50%, do the annual membership. A lot of people do it right out of the gate. I'm just doing the annual. Why am I going to waste a couple months at $4.97? But I made a middle one because people were like that. They're like, I want both. I want the live trade briefs, the training, but I also want access to the club to figure out if you're an idiot. Perfect. So I made a middle one. That's $4.97 a month. Okay. This is the smartest thing you can do today. $29.95 and get it done with. That's, one or two sniper shots. That's, well, it's, let's just say that's, to make that annual membership is, I'm never going, I will never guarantee anything, but that's going to be made back pretty damn quickly. So now, both of those, the annual or the Hunters, gets you access to the Hunters. This does not. This is literally all right, he gave me a free week of trading, but I want to check out for another month. It ain't free, folks. Imagine going to an attorney or a doctor or any other professional and being like, I just want more of your time. That ain't going to happen. I'm a professional. It's $2.95 a month if you want to check it out. So the link is in the chat box. It's go.topgunoptions.com/FT-hunters. Okay, I'll answer all your questions in a little bit. Yeah, here it is right here. If you want to go straight to the annual, here you go, Sharon. Yep. Here is the link to the $29.95 to the annual membership. Boom. But you can get there from this page I just showed you. So just click on these green buttons, folks, for whichever one you want. Okay, $2.95 a month. You click that green button. You don't get access to the Hunters. You get access to the training. You get access to the live trade briefs, but you don't get access to that investment club. Monthly Hunters, investment club, and everything. But it's $4.97 a month. Annual, do the damn annual, folks, right out of the gate. 80-90% of our current members either started in there or yeah, that's it. All right, so real quick, this is Solo Amazon. Every Monday, 10 a.m., it's only $97 a month, okay? So if you're doing the full throttle or the Hunters, I strongly recommend you still do this. $97 a month, folks. Or let me do this. $8.97 a year. You get it's a 22% discount, something like that. The discount is for the annuals, and it's the best way to go. Okay. So that is, let me just one more time. This is everything we do here at TGO on your screen here. Okay, let me just remind you. For full throttle, it's Tuesday at 10 a.m. is primary. Wednesday at 10 a.m. is weekly options, and then our conservative, longer dated trades or AR, accelerated retirement, every Thursday at 10 a.m. Okay. Solo Amazon is not included in full throttle, but it's every Monday at 10 a.m. So this is what we do here. Okay. So that's just kind of a Monday through Thursday. Okay. And again, I'm not going to waste your time with case studies. You can go look at Trustpilot. You can, don't listen to me, go listen to people that have been here for a while. Okay. Yeah, again, here's the link. It's go.topgunoptions.com/ft-hunters. Annual's the best deal. If you want to try everything out for a couple months, including the investment club, you do the $497 a month. If you're still kicking the tires a little bit, I want to check this guy out, do the monthly. Or if you're really, really just kind of looking for a gateway drug, it's only $97 to hang out in solo Amazon. A lot of people start in solo Amazon, go to Full Throttle, and then, this is ultimately where you're going to end up. I guarantee it. This I will guarantee. We started with 0 members in here. We're up to 239 lifetime members. We had 220 a week ago before I went to Costa Rica, and we got 19 new lifetime members, which I love, but I am embarrassed. I needed like 4. Because it didn't hit our fundraising goals for Costa Rica. And I'm like, let me do a quick lifetime promo. I'll steeply discount it. I needed 4. I got 19, which yay for you, boo kind of for me, to be honest. So that ain't, we're done with that. So don't even look over there. All right. Let me scroll up and I'm going to get going. I went way too long. I apologize, but let me go to some good questions here. Sharon, if you do the annual Full Throttle, that's solo's not included. If you want to keep your solo membership, it just stays at $97 a month. So those are 2 separate things. Full Throttle, solo Amazon. So if you just do the Full Throttle annual, that's the Full Throttle annual and the hunters. Yeah. So but you can email support, but they're 2 separate things. If you want access to the hunters, you either do the $497 a month or you do the $29.95 annual Full Throttle annual. Solo Amazon has nothing to do with the hunters or any of that stuff. So, okay, good. So what can we expect from Full Throttle is what you have done these 3 days this week. Michael, no. You ready for this? You should expect the exact opposite in Full Throttle. During these live trade briefs, it is SOT. I'll give you a 10 to 15-minute strategic brief, a 10 to 15-minute operational brief, and then we trade. I'm not going to spend in the live trade briefs 45 minutes building and showing you the bear call spread. That's training. So, Michael, it's the exact opposite. I'm glad you asked this. As soon as you join, first thing you need to do is watch underneath, watch the Getting Started brief, folks. As soon as you become a new member, I'm going to give, it's like 15-minute video of welcome aboard. Here's where you find all your stuff, and here's how to do stuff. After you watch the Getting Started brief, go to Full Throttle and go watch the training. So what I did this week, Mike, was take what we usually do at night and brought it during the day. I don't waste time during the Full Throttle briefs doing massive academic training. That's what we do in these Full Throttle briefs. So I actually kind of reversed it this week. I wanted to show you what the Full Throttle training looks like. These live trade briefs, Monday through Thursday, are the practical application of the training, right? So once you're in a live trade brief starting next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're in it, man. All right, jet ceiling, boom, boom. Here's a trade. I'm going to assume that you watched the training and you're somewhat up to speed. So during the live trade briefs, I'm glad you asked this. So going forward, don't expect this during our live trade briefs. Expect more meat and more trades. So this was kind of a gentlemanly, womanly kind of what we do in our training. And I wanted to help because, after the last time I opened up the doors to a Full Throttle, people were like, dude, I don't even, can you maybe show us a little bit more of the basics? I'm like, yeah. Does that make sense? So loved hanging out. You are always awesome as always. Thank you. And looking forward to coming back when the business takes off. Deep respect for you and your team. Thank you, Christina. I love that. It's so funny, man. It's not funny. I'm not going to laugh, but a lot of people who were TGO members a while ago end up drifting back because they missed the camaraderie, they missed the trades. Even though they're trained, they got their Top Gun options patch on their shoulder. Remember, folks, you don't go to Top Gun forever. That's not your career. When I went to Top Gun, it was for however many months. Top Gun instructors are there for like 2 years, but you go back to the fleet. When I went to Top Gun and I graduated and I put that patch on my shoulder, we call it going to the mountain. You go to the mountain, you get your flowing robe, you come back to your fleet squadron, and you put the ladder down. Hey, here's the latest intel. Here's the latest tactics. Boom, boom, boom. So same thing at Top Gun options. This is a bad business decision, but I don't want you here forever. My mission objective is to get an email from you in a year or two or whenever, 6 months, that says, Wiz, I'm good. You can cancel my membership, man. I know what I'm doing. I love that. Because I know you're going to become a Scientologist. You're going to go out and spread the word. Most of our current membership are also referrals. Like, hey, man, my buddy's printing money, and here I am. So bad business decision, not wanting you here forever. But I'm proud, man. You put the patch on your shoulder. You fly out of the nest. I did my job. Same thing with our foundation, the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. I don't want that foundation to exist. I want that to be gone in a couple years. I want veteran suicide to go to zero. I want psychedelic-assisted therapy legal in the United States. I don't want to go to Costa Rica or Mexico. So my mission objective for the next 10, 20 years of my life is to not have a job, is to work myself out of doing this, is to not have any of you around. No offense, but that's it. Well, I'd love to have you around. I'm bringing the jet to Austin. If you live in Texas, let me know. Maybe we can meet up. Let's stop for gas somewhere. I'm flying to Denver to the MAPS conference. I'm bringing the jet. I love meeting everybody, but my mission objective is for you to not be here for long. But shameless plug, people come back. All right, one more time. I'm done selling, man. It was a free week. I think we did our job. I introduced you to kind of the basics of the markets, gave you some just what's a call, what's a put, and then if you followed this week, man, for all the new folks, if you kind of followed what we did, like, I think I can get that. Welcome aboard, man. This is not hard. Now you can go to a cocktail party and be like, I am an options trader. Oh, that's dangerous. You are an idiot. It's only dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. And like I told you earlier in the week, open an E-Trade account or go to a broker that has a simulator, right? A paper trading account. Do not put any real capital at risk until you know what you're doing. I can't believe I have to say that, but sometimes you have to state the obvious. All right, one more time with all the links in there. One more time, Solo Amazon ain't part of Full Throttle. I have to say that 90 times because I guarantee you somebody's going to be like, hey, the Solo Am. Oh, my God. So get a discount. Do the annual. And Solo Amazon is the gateway drug to join here. It's only $97 a month. Like I said, probably going to have a nice little celebratory dinner for the Panthers tonight. Go out to dinner because my oldest son, Matthew, he missed the game last night because his beer league had their championships. They were furious, but he scored the game-winning goal. He got a gold medal, and their Stanley Cup is a keg. So I walked in the kitchen this morning, and that's their trophy is a little keg. I'm like, oh, that's great. But I guarantee you, we go out tonight, we'll have a nice celebratory bottle of wine. It's going to be more than $97. So for the price of a kind of a cheap bottle of wine, you can do Solo Amazon for a month. That's your gateway drug. Join me Mondays, 10 a.m., set the tone for the week, and we only trade Amazon. So you're going to be an expert in that name. Those are the only, I didn't do this and we're out of time. The only two things I'm bullish on out into the future, which breaks my heart. I used to be bullish on everything. I can't, whatever. We're going to end on a high note. The only two things I'm bullish on are Amazon, because it's the Death Star. It's in everything and it's unstoppable, and psychedelic. I'm a major investor in a healing REIT. We're buying up properties around VA hospitals across the United States. And I'm long-term bullish across all my personal accounts in the psychedelic space. This is coming. It's not coming. It's already here. And it's time to heal Americans in America. So, all right. I went way too long. This replay will be posted on the replay page. John, missed the rants. Exactly. Michael, so if I'm a member, these 3 webinars this week would not have had any trades if I'm a... No. So, Michael, if you're a member, all my members are in here, they get it. They're like, all right, he's doing a little bit of a promo this week. But hey, man, we've covered some trades. We have an Amazon trade on. We fired, Bud. Talked about Target. So full throttle. The full throttle briefs are Tuesday through Thursday during the trading day, 10 a.m. The full throttle training are those 8 recordings right now. Okay. So if you join today, Michael, and you just joined either the $497 or the $29.95 to get into the hunters, or the $295, you will join me next Tuesday at 10 a.m. after watching all your 8 training sessions to get up to speed this weekend. And we're going to be in it next Tuesday. Hopefully, next Tuesday's first brief, you join me, unless you do the solo Amazon, and I'll see you Monday, is what? Debt ceiling resolved, and we have a clean piece of paper. Or it's not, and we're going to pound the market into the dirt. So we're done. What we did this week, we're done with. The next live trade brief you join me in, either Monday for solo Amazon or Tuesday for the primary, you're back in it. You're a member, and you're going to pack a lunch. We got shit to do. Okay? All right. Let me take a look at my mastermind group to see if I missed anything breaking as I did my rants. We're good. All right, guys. Hopefully you joined. If not, I don't know what else I could have done. Hopefully I didn't suck too badly, and hopefully, yeah, Mike, try the hunters, and next week you're going to see. So either do the hunters monthly for $497 or save 50% and do the annual membership. All right, folks, one more time, let me give you the replay page in case a couple people just asked, like, hey, I showed up late. Is this recorded? It absolutely is recorded. This replay, I got to stretch my legs, will be posted here in about 20 minutes. So, all right, let's go Panthers, man. This is, good, there you go, Mike. Pam Greenwood referred me. See, I love that. So, Mike, welcome aboard, and Pam, thank you for the referral. So, Monday, I'm at Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery. Oh, that's right, Gary. Sorry, I won't see you guys on Monday. Thank you for telling me, man. I'm completely forgetting. Memorial Day, man. Obviously, the market's closed. I get up with a buddy and we take our L-39 fighter jets, and we fly down the beach, man. A little Memorial Day flight. So I will see you Tuesday. We'll do a joint brief on Tuesday. If you're in solo Amazon, you'll get a free full throttle brief on Tuesday. So I'll invite everybody, all members on Tuesday. Enjoy your Memorial Day, but also, remember why it's Memorial Day. I'll just leave you with that. I'm not going to get all preachy. You guys know where I come from. 16 memorial services in my 15 years of flying fighters. I lost 16 best friends and acquaintances and in-betweens. 3 of them to suicide. 1 of them a groomsman in my wedding. Captain Eric Swenson, Swede. Beautiful wife and 5 kids. Put a bullet in his head. So, I was about to say we win the wars overseas and we lose the battle at home. We're at the point now where we're losing overseas wars and losing the battle at home. Thank you, Joe. Most disastrous military surrender in our republic. That marks the end of usually once great republics, right? You print money to excess. You're in debt. Society's collapsing under a bunch of crazy bullshit, and you're losing wars overseas. Done. Not going to end on that, folks, because that's a low note. The high note is, as this country implodes and goes straight downhill into the dirt, it's the rise of people trying to heal, people trying to be better personally. You put the mask on yourself before you can help anybody else if the cabin depressurizes. So I and our foundation are working with veterans and first responders who are putting the masks on themselves and trying to make the world a better place. You got to be bullish, man. You got to be bullish on this country. I hope, I pray that we pull out of this nosedive. Right? And we will. Right? Have a great rest of your day. Have a good Memorial Day. Remember the reason for it. I will see you Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Fights on. Namaste and Basi Basi. God bless, and I'll see you next week.